Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 27 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
And I'm Weston Pugh, and we've got a great day scheduled for you.
Yep.
Some great homes. We've made choices that'll take you through North Dallas and come on down. And then we're going to do a second segment where we kind of give you some ideas for your projects. So
Spring projects.
Spring cleaning, not quite, but it's got some interesting features that we found. So let's go ahead and jump in and talk about the first one that we've got.
Okay, our first one today is 4140 Brunswick Drive. This is, again, in that Midway Hollow neighborhood that has become so popular to people. This this neighborhood is located between Marsh and Midway, north of Northwest Highway, south of Walnut Hill. Really great 40s, 50s, 60s built neighborhood that is, really nice big lots that are on the eastern side of the neighborhood. And then as you get farther toward Marsh Lane, you end up getting into a little bit smaller lots. But so much going on up in that neighborhood.
If you were looking for a commuting and you needed both access to Love Field and also to North DFW, this would be a great one just because you can go out 183 and catch and be on those express lanes now and get there in no time. Plus, if you just head south on Lovers or Lemon, you are right there. It's a great neighborhood that is beginning to experience a lot of gentrification. So you just held open Lively last week and had great traffic through it. And Lively is one of those streets, and this one is quickly becoming the same way, that literally looks like a brand new neighborhood with mature trees everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of what we're seeing go on in this neighborhood is in that $1 million price point. And I remember when we were selling a house not very far from here, we were really watching this neighborhood because the one that we were going to sell was coming really close to $1 million, and there had not yet been a sale that had reached that. And now with a lot of the new construction going on, you hit $1 million pretty easily up here.
Yes, easily. So this is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath that comes in at 1784 square feet and was built in 1951. This is a very clean lined home. The actual color palette is very simple. This image right here is one of the surprises that we saw when we walked up to it. There's a hedge of holly that's probably about 4.5 feet tall, maybe 4, and it actually blocks this right here. And this is a really well done outdoor front courtyard that the slab has been poured, and it's got great oversized furniture. You can see they've kind of put the cushions away just simply for the fact that it's the colder season, but I can see easily on a spring, summer night, this would be a great place to hang out.
Yeah, and this is one of those neighborhoods where a lot of the neighbors all know each other. And so this front courtyard has become more and more prevalent. It really just kind of extends the living area, even though you've got a home that's just under 1,800 square feet here. By having these outdoor spaces to live in, I mean, you're really doubling the size of what you have in livable space.
And you're not being taxed, and you don't have to heat and cool it. So it's a great investment.
Yep.
This house has actually been remodeled on the inside, so they've moved some of the walls and opened it up. This house doesn't feel lost, which is a great feeling. You come into the house. This island right here is great. It balances out the room and kind of anchors into the kitchen and does a really good job of tying in the honed Carrera marble that people are so interested in right now. And then it has a herring tile backsplash with the white cabinets. It also goes into a second living room that does have a couple of steps down, and then a fireplace in there with a little shiplap. So if you're into the Waco thing, this has a good look for you. So,
yeah, it's the house has the original hardwood floors throughout most of the living area that just, shine when you walk in. And then across the back of the living room are the big, wide open doors. This is a picture of the second living area that Weston was talking about, with a fireplace that kind of anchors the room really well. You've got space for a little card table there. Just a really great space.
Yep. So the bedrooms are at the back of the house. Good size. The second bedroom, they have it set up perfectly where it actually is made into an office, and the actual desk looks into the backyard. This right here is a shot of the master bedroom. Again, they've done a really good job of taking and exaggerate the height of the windows with the curtains. Well done. This one also has a great backyard that is set up. What Jeff, I'm gonna let you talk about it, but I'm gonna hit the pool real quick. Pool is of great shape, perfect location, outdoor dining, outdoor seating, and there's a small storage right there you can see where they've kind of added some faux windows to it. But what was your take on what the backyard could do?
Well, this is one of those. This is one of those houses where they, at some point, there was a conversion done on the existing garage, and so you don't have that as a part of the house right now. But the backyard is the perfect location for a nice big 2-car garage, and it doesn't take away really any of your your
Right there
yard
is where it
space.
goes.
Yeah, that's the perfect place for it. You do have rear entry off of the alley there, and so it would be a nice framing of your outdoor space for creating an additional living area where you see this dining room, where you see this dining area, and have it be kind of connected right there to the pool.
Absolutely. And one of the great things about doing that, if you're going to do this, it would be also a great time to either set it up so it structurally could support a second story for the next owner or for yourself, and also give yourself a bathroom in there so that everybody doesn't have traipse in and out.
Yeah.
So all in all, this is a beautiful home, really well done. Forgot to mention, but on the left-hand side of that picture right there, you can see a small gate. That gate actually is off of the second living room and allows you to have a dog run. So if that's important to you, this home pretty much has everything for you.
Yep. This house is priced at $589,900. That brings it in about $330 a square foot, which is on the higher end of what most homes that we see. But when you factor in the fact that this one's got a smaller footprint, and traditionally smaller homes bring you a larger dollar per square foot, and you've got the pool, and you've got the great flexibility on the lot, it's just I think a really great value.
It is. And we just want to say thank you so much to Cindy Bruner for letting us highlight your home. It was a great home, and probably will not be on the market much longer if it's not already under contract. The next one we're going to jump over to is 3977 Cedar Bayou Drive, and that's just a short jog north, isn't it?
Yep. This is a neighborhood that's in that North Dallas area there, north of Forest Lane, again between Midway and Marsh. And this is just right down the street from W.T. White High School. Really great location. Again, you've got good access to 635, good access to the tollway. You can be virtually anywhere in the Metroplex in about 20 or 25 minutes with a lot of the express lanes that have been opened up there.
Yep. And the great thing about this one is Midway is that great connector all the way into Northwest Highway and below. So you can get in and out of this neighborhood. I think people are really starting to realize what a great neighborhood this can be. This is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, and it comes in at 2535 square feet, built in 1963, and sits on 0.26 of an acre. This home is pretty much one of the classic Americana ranch style homes. It's got that really rich brick, and they've done a great job of accenting it with a darker shutters and front door that kind of ground the house. One of the things that I didn't realize in the photos is that when we went and toured this house, their actual front porch is large enough that they have 2 rockers and they also have a swing on the end. So if you wanted to enjoy this in the evenings, that is completely possible within this house. This house has also had quite a bit of renovation done on the inside. Walls have been moved around in order to make what we like to say buyers like that large open space. So you have a very symmetrical family room right here where you have the fireplace as one focal point, TV on the other. But the great thing is that this actually opens up to the outside. So you really get to see the sense of the flagstones outside that surround the pool. And it all starts to create this indoor-outdoor experience that so many people find appealing in today's market.
And this is another one where the garage space had been converted to additional living space, but there has already been the 2-car garage that has been
Perfect segue.
Built, and it really fits the lot really well, as you can see right there toward the back of that photo on the right. it really just kind of frames the yard in there. You've still got a electric gate that opens up on the side, so you've got good security. You know, if you've got dogs that you want to have run free in the backyard, there, you know, you've got that protection built in for them.
Yep. And this is one of those traditional ranches where one of the bedrooms is split off, and traditionally that's called the mother-in-law suite. But this one's even a little bit larger than what we've seen before. So it could be both a live-in suite, bedroom, and you could put your some living furniture. Has a half bath back there with it as well, so that kind of makes it nice. The bedrooms are on the opposite end of the house, and the master's off the back, and the other 2 bedrooms are on the front. All bedrooms were generous in size and had really good walk-in closets. Wood floors in this house also kept it really warm. This is a good example of the master, and it does have closet space, 2 closet spaces on the right hand of that picture right there. So this is a wonderful home, and it is really well priced.
Yeah, it is such a great value for that neighborhood. It comes in at $499,000. Based on the size of this home, it's about $196 a square foot. And we want to say thank you to Julie Small for letting us talk about her home.
Yep, great home. And so what we've done now is we're going to continue staying in North Dallas, but we're going to go a little more east, jump on 635, headed down towards Hillcrest, and come south just a hair off of Hillcrest, and that's going to put you at 12680 Hillcrest. 4102 is the unit number. This is a great area. Again, we kind of are all talking about these areas, and so what's fresh about this area, Jeff?
Well, I think one of the things that's really fresh about this area is the location, the parks that are nearby, the access to the White Rock Trail, which is this is the northern part. The White Rock Trail comes north from White Rock and ends right there at Hillcrest and LBJ. Now, the trail continues on under a different name, but this is the perfect neighborhood. If you're a hiker, a biker, you can jump on that trail, and I think it's about a 12 or 13 mile trek down to White Rock Lake. You run around White Rock Lake one time, you've got 9 more miles, and then you've got your 12 or 13 coming back. And it's a good.
It's a workout.
It's a workout. But it's a great ride.
Yep. So this area is also, again, a great commuter because of the new express lanes that they've gotten set up on 635, which allows a lot of the people that are trying to get from the other side of 35 to the other side of 75 off of the road. So it's this one would also be a good home if you were trying to get to TI, which is just to the north of 635 at the high five. So again, great area, easy to get in and out of this area. This is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1490 square foot. This was built in 1983, and the HOAs come in at $477 a month. One of the things that we really liked about this specific unit is its location, in the complex, but also in this location of that building. So this is actually a corner end unit. So you didn't have neighbors on 2 sides, which is a huge value add when you're talking about more of a dense urban living. And this one also has really great light. So when we talk about living in a situation like this, first thing that people talk about is light. The second thing someone's going to talk about is low ceilings. So this is a great one because it has really high ceilings when you walk in. It has a symmetrical feel, so floor plan, you don't think about it, but it's really easy to set up furniture, and your TV always goes where you want it. So very simple floor plan. Dining room flows directly into the living room, and there is also an outdoor patio, as you can see that door in the corner that goes out to a small private seating area.
And great wood floors on the first floor that continue up the stairwell. This has got two bedrooms on the second story, and then 1 bedroom that's down on the first floor. And the layout of it works really well, especially if you're somebody that wants to have, really 2 bedrooms plus an office.
Right.
This is a great property for that.
Yep.
The HOA fees, as Weston said, are $477 a month, which sounds just a little high end by itself, but if you take into the consideration that you're looking at almost 1,500 square feet,
right,
it brings you in about 30-something cents a square foot, which is based on, a lot of the HOA fees that we find in the marketplace is a really decent value.
And one of the things too is that we always talk about the heavy lifting of the infrastructure of the home, and everything is done on this one. So it is move-in ready with renovated bathrooms and kitchen. So a simple, clean, easy lifestyle. Again, wood floors that make allergies go away to a degree. And this one also, by having that second bedroom and full bath downstairs, really make it versatile. So if you're in a situation where you're in a multi-generational living situation, this is great because you're not actually inconvenienced. It could be a dual master, multi-generational home.
And it does have covered parking. This one is priced at $298,000, which is right at $200 a square foot. And again, a great value. And thank you very much to one of my longtime friends, Dana Rigg, for letting us talk about her home.
That was a great house.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dana. So the next one we're going to go all the way into Oak Cliff. And this is 1918 Old Orchard Drive. And Old Orchard Drive is one of those great neighborhoods that nestles up against Kessler Golf Park.
Stevens Park Golf
Stevens
Course.
Park. And it's off of Colorado in that general area. And this is a great neighborhood. If I had the opportunity to live with this topography in this area, I would definitely jump on something like this. This is my kind of house.
Yeah, Stevens Park has really become a much more popular area, and it, there used to be that when you lived in Oak Cliff, you lived in Kessler Park or you lived in Stevens Park, and now the continuity of the quality in the neighborhoods all around that have just blown up in the last few years. There's a really good infrastructure in. There are grocery stores nearby. Access into downtown through Fort Worth Avenue is a breeze.
Yes.
And it has, it's the perception of Oak Cliff has evolved so much over the last 15 to 20 years. It's really become a highly sought after part of the city.
So one of the things that made this area really take off was with the ability to get in and out of the neighborhood. So with the addition of the Calatava Bridge, this allows you to get in and out so much easier. Plus, a lot of people don't realize that Hampton turns into Mockingbird.
Hampton turns into Inwood.
And you get in and out without any ease. It's amazing now. I had clients that were moving here from Houston, and they wanted to be within a proximity, and they thought Oaklawn Heights was where they were going to be. And then we showed them this neighborhood, and they're like, wait, what? So you owe yourself to explore this neighborhood and enjoy Bishop Art District and everything that is.
Yeah.
Take the trolley. The trolley goes in and out. You can go all the way from Methodist Hospital now, all the way into Uptown West Village. So there is so much happening in this area. So let's jump in. This is going to be a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 2204 square feet, built in 1935. And if we can just hang on to this picture for a split second, I want to show, if you look to the left-hand portion of this picture, you can see a small pergola, and you can also see 2 little outdoor chairs. So we're going to come back to that, hold that, because this is a very unique way that this floor plan goes. When you walk into this home, it has a really great living room. Hardwood floors are there. We always expect those hardwood floors. And they've done a great job of cleaning up the stone around the fireplace and trimming down and making the stairs that much more clean and simple. But what they've done is also downstairs, we'll take a look at that picture. That picture actually is from the living room, but you can go over and not go up, but go down, and then I'll take you into the back side of the kitchen. So this is a very unique floor plan. One of the things on this one that I thought was amazing is that this one actually has a Murphy bed, and we don't get to see Murphy beds very often. So this one actually has, they have set it up with lots of built-ins, a desk, a Murphy bed, and then, as I said in that opening picture, it had the little outdoor seating area, and it opens directly to that. So you basically have the full bathroom and all of this to create an on-site suite. So you really, downstairs, you're set for guests. They'll never be upstairs with you.
That's and that is a really good plan to have, because I know when I have friends that come and stay with me for a weekend or so, it's really great that if they've got their own separate space where they don't feel like they're on top of you, and it just makes the experience so much more enjoyable. You can see where this one's got a really great office space here.
That's the Murphy bed.
Yeah, and it's kind of the dual use, which I think makes a lot of sense too.
And that's exactly right, because so many people don't want something dedicated relegated to a single use. Like, I don't want to pay mortgage for a bedroom that's only going to get used twice a year. So what else can this be? And this is a great interpretation of that. And the other thing too is if you take a look at the kitchen, what you're going to see is that they've taken and interpreted the kitchen and really made it fun and lively, and then really worked with the light that they have and given you the ability to look directly into the outdoors. So this is a great configuration. Upstairs you have another living room and 2 bedrooms, both really good size. But I want to show you guys the outdoor space because to me, this is where everything can happen here. So I love this. The outdoor space is going to give you a pool, which is great. Everybody wants to have a pool. But then you're also going to get additional outdoor cooking. You get an outdoor seating, dining, grill, fridge, and sink with ceiling fans to boot.
And this is just another great example of something that we've talked about for many, many shows, about creating that outdoor environment that you can use year round, that's got covered space, and you're able to do so much more with a piece of property when you create these outdoor spaces, and who wouldn't want to have a pool like that?
It's amazing. So these are the things that when we look for properties, we look for something that's going to catch our eye. And so we didn't know that the Murphy bed was there until we got there. But this outdoor space is one of those things that, again, we're going to talk about. I didn't have to pay taxes on it, and I don't have to heat and cool it. So it really does extend the life. It's easy, clean up and go. Pets, super pet friendly. These are really great investments when done right. And one of the things here that you don't really realize is that they've kind of tried to make it feel even more like a cabana because they've got the curtains that come across. So they're great. You don't realize it. If it's facing due west, you close them for 2 hours. Or if it's cold outside, but you still want to be outside, you can cut those things, turn the fireplace on, and everything just kind of changes.
Yeah, it really does. And this is a great home that's priced at $535,000. Comes in about $242 a square foot. And again, for being such a jewel of a home, having everything that somebody would possibly need, having the accessibility that you have with this one, it's a great opportunity. And we want to say thank you to Jessica Jeffers for letting us talk about her home today.
Yep. Thank you, Jessica. It's a wonderful home. So one of the things that we try to talk about in the second segments, we've talked about financing, we've talked about HOAs. This week it's just a little bit lighter, and this week we're going to talk about spring projects, not cleaning per se, but spring projects. And these are things that can really extend doing now before it gets too hot. You may want to really think about that because heat does have a fact, but also being able to get it done so that you can enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, spring projects are now is the time to begin those because it's warm enough on the weekends that you can get out and devote a couple of days to doing something. And many of these are really simple projects. Weston's picked 5 out here to talk about today. And what's the first one that you came up with?
So we wanted to kind of talk about front doors. So front doors get a lot of attention these days, and we decided to choose 3 blues because we feel like the blues right now might be something that is going to be really popular. The first one is going to be Oceanside from Sherwin-Williams, and we actually had our client paint their front door this color, and they loved it so much they took it to the next house. So this is a great one. Navy is a great classic, and we actually use this in a modern development that was white painted brick with this, and it just had a really classic feel to it. And last but not least is Blueprint, and that one's from Behr. And this is actually a color that may have gone a little more traditional, but you can see here how they've used it paired it with a more modern door, and it really just kind of brings it all together. Some of the bigger websites out there right now, like Sherwin-Williams and Benjamin Moore, have gone steps further as far as color matching. So if you had, I know that one time we had a dresser and it was painted a color of a folder because the folder was amazing. You can do that. If you had a fruit and you like the color of the fruit, you can paint it that color too. They also have augmented reality so that you can actually bring in images and change the color that they have to the color of paints that they have and really get an idea of what it's going to look like. So before you actually make an investment and spend, you can actually do quite a bit of this digitally and then actually share it on social media and take a poll and find out what everybody thinks you should use.
Yeah. Find out if you like your friends anymore or not.
So these are things that we would say is a good stepping stone. I remember if you're painting, prep, because there's nothing worse than not being able to clean it up right.
Right.
So,
Yep.
That's a great one. And then landscape lighting, you actually have a lot of experience with this type of product.
Yeah, the landscape lighting that I purchased was what we're seeing on the screen here, or a product much like that, where it is a wired system. The one that I bought uses LED lighting, which takes a lot less power. You can get brighter lights with the LED lighting, but I actually enjoyed the process of putting this in, because as I got out there, I really kind of laid all of my cable during the afternoon. And then when I got out there at dusk was when I was able to actually put my lights in the ground, kind of get a feel for where I wanted those to go. And this is a product that you've got a lot of flexibility with, because once it's installed, it doesn't have to stay where it is.
That's the great thing.
Yeah, you can channel and rerun cable, but then you can also move lights around very easily, and you can create some pretty dramatic things with this kind of lighting.
Absolutely. And the great thing about this is they've bundled these all into packages now, so that you don't have to spend tons and tons of money. And they're all in different sizes, whether it's 30 different lights that you need or a system that only has 10. These will work. One of the things that I actually did with one time is that we were going through a freeze, and so I moved it closer to the plant and then draped over it and created it a little bit warmer. So
Yeah, what a great idea.
you can do that, and they're also coming out with, now you can control them with your app and also solar. So we're seeing them show up on fences in ways that we didn't ever expect to see. So if you're looking for an idea, you should really take a look at these lights. So one of the other things too that makes a house even feel better is when you have the windows clean and windows that work properly. So we've given you a name at the bottom of this for Precision Windows. Precision Windows can come out and give you a bid for reglazing, replacing, and we've used them on multiple times. And we didn't list a cleaner for the windows for the simple fact that there's so many of them out there. Angie's List. What's the app that you use? Nextdoor.
Yeah,
Nextdoor app.
Yeah, and there are a couple of people that I know we've used with success, and so if you want the names of those people, give us a call and let us know, and I'll be happy to look them up and send them to you.
Yep. So windows are just one of those things that actually you don't realize how dirty everything is until they're clean, and you're like, dadgum.
Yeah.
So this is a great thing to take care of. Also, if your windows are broken from anything that happened during the winter, a freeze or a crack, this is a good time to change them before we start heating up and you start losing the cool air in the house.
Yeah, and there's a lot of there's a payback when you're replacing windows. If you're replacing windows in a 40 or 50-year-old house, there is an energy efficiency payback that you can actually feel like you're getting something over the course of time. It might take 5 years to pay it back, but again, you've experienced that energy efficiency.
Absolutely. And the other thing too is that if you're going to sell your house in 5 years or so, those windows are still probably in at the top of their lifespan.
Absolutely.
And so you will get the reward for that from the buyer when offers come in.
One of the last things that we're going to talk about is one of my favorites, and I know it's probably one of yours as well, and it's outdoor cooking.
Yes. So the outdoor grills, they've come so far. I feel like we have so many different to choose from. Outdoor grills, I took and we used this picture right now because I feel like we all know about the different grills and how you can hook them up outdoors to the natural gas and how you can use an egg and it has ceramic. But I feel like this flat grill is really about to be the next catch in what people are using in outdoor kitchens. And you have some experience with one of these, don't you?
Well, I indirectly I do, because a friend of mine that we go camping with always brings his outdoor grill like this. He has a way to load it up in the back of the truck and tie it down. And it makes such a difference when you're camping, when somebody brings one of these, because you're not trying to do something over like the little propane fueled torch, and just they're great.
So the thing is I just recently was showing clients, and they were telling me that they had one of these, and they love it for the simple fact that they do everything from bacon and waffles, or not waffles, pancakes on this, all the way to doing stir fry on this in the evenings for dinner. And I think she said that they use it almost every day, and I thought, you got to be kidding me. So I put this on here. If you have any experience with this, I want to know about it. I've used the others and I understand how they work, but this right here has a lot of my attention, and I would love to hear what y'all have to say about that.
Yep.
And the last but not least, this is one of the ones I think is fun, is power washing.
Fun?
Fun? For the simple fact that this one right here, we did some research on these. You can rent these from Home Depot. You can actually reserve them online, which is great because if you try to go on a Saturday morning, you will not get one. And they come in electric, and they also come in gas. What's the difference between those two?
Well, the big difference is the gas-powered ones have a lot more power than the electric ones do.
Yes. And the other thing, too, to know about these is they give you about 4 different nozzles, and those nozzles are for specific uses. So test in a small area before you go nuts on this, and also maybe watch a couple YouTube videos. I learned the hard way that you can actually blast out the grout between bricks if the house is a little bit older. So pay attention with these and have fun all the way from the gutters to the sidewalks, and clean up that garage too.
Yep. And last of all, we're going to talk about fences and decks and refinishing those. This is a really good time of year to start replacing some of the damaged boards that you have, and then it's a really good time of year to go ahead and put another coat of stain on, even if your fence has been stained previously. A really good buddy of mine that is super smart when it comes to construction told me one time that whenever you create some kind of wood structure, like whether it's a fence or deck, stain it the first year and stain it with a very good quality stain and sealer, and then come back 2 years later and stain it again with another really good quality stain and sealer, and then do it every 2 or 3 years after that, and it will help that structure or fence be in great shape for so much longer.
It is true. And the other thing too, this is one of those temperature sensitive ones. You do not want to be applying that temperature, this in the sun. This needs to be done in the spring when it's cool because it is miserable. There's also some heavier duty ones that you can put on that don't fade out as fast. The other thing too about the decking stains that they have now, they have a range from very thin that you see the stain all the way through, all the way up to a little bit heavier. So they're good to use the heavier ones when you're at the end of the life cycle of a deck and you're really just trying to like get a few more years out of it. So they come in a bunch of different colors right now. So you can go everywhere from like a gray blue all the way to the traditional redwood. So invest in those. I've used the deck ones. They were simple. They rolled on and really took about 40 minutes when things got going. So
So that was our selection of spring projects for you to get started on this year to improve your house and have a little bit of fun in the outdoors. And so
get out there and let us know which ones you've done. If you've done something completely different, we'd love to hear from you.
Yep.
And if not, send us pictures of what you're doing right now.
Yeah, we'd love to see it. This is just kind of an idea generator. If you've got other ideas, we'd love to talk about them.
Yep. So
thank you very much for joining us today. This has been a lot of fun. I feel like, we had some great properties to talk about. We have had some great ideas generated here. So,
and tell us who's going to be in next week real fast.
Next week, Jeremy Radcliffe from SWBC Mortgage is going to be here, and he is going to talk to us about how to be able to buy your new home without selling your old home yet. And then after you get your new one purchased, get moved in, then sell your old home.
This is this is why we wanted to talk about this for next week, because we're really getting into the spring market. And if this is something that you're thinking about doing, we'd love to hear from you again. I keep saying that, but this is going to be critical. Tune in and watch us on this one.
So thank you for tuning in with us today. We wanted to talk to you about the different ways that you can reach out to us. Our Facebook page, go there, like us. Obviously, you can watch previous broadcasts from that. Visit us on Instagram. We try to put pictures of all the properties that we have out there and talk about a few things real estate oriented. Visit our website, updikepugh.com. We go into a lot more detail there. You can set up some customized searches that are going to keep you up to date with the market. And last of all, homeprice.fyi. If you've got a piece of property that you want to get an instant value on, go put that in, put the address in, a couple other pieces of info, and we'll send you a value immediately. And then last of all, the traditional way to contact us is through phone and email. We'd love to hear from you.
Yep. And remember, we want to be your realtors for life.
Thank you.